Warning, what you are about to see will trigger you. I say Miya, said Maya. You've been warned. Hello, YouTube. You guys actually really appreciated that I did the analytical approach compared to the comedic approach. And in hindsight, why did I think a 30-year-old white guy with no comedic experience could actually be funny? I think that itself is the joke. But anyways, so we're going to break down Miya from an analytical point of view. We're going to see exactly where she stacks up in comparison to other people. Is she worth it? And where she might actually fall in the meta and overall rankings. So let's get into it. All right, here we are looking at Miya. As you can see, I don't have her quite yet. I'm going to be doing my rolls on stream in a little bit. So if you guys are interested in seeing some rolls, I'll also have a YouTube video for that, don't you worry. But we do these things live. I can even do yours if you want. I love doing viewer pools. Those are my favorite. We did a lot of viewer pools for Genshin Impact, and the best moment I have ever had streaming happening from viewer pools. I'll link it up here, but my gosh, it was hilarious to me. So Miya is right off the bat the first exclusive, meaning natural 3-star unit that we've had that is a healer. And not only that, she's also the only healer in the fire class. So two really rare things right off the bat with Miya, and just from those two things alone, there's no other reason that you would actually need to consider summoning her. So yeah, video done. Those two numbers alone, 1 and 1, good enough for me. But she only gets better, guys, okay? So let's look into this. We are giving away 50 Bezos bucks once we hit 1,000 subs, guys. We are giving anyone that is a sub, if you comment on a video, you get a marble entered into the competition. And hey, if we are past 1,000 subs, go ahead and do it anyway. We are definitely going to be doing something after it. We hit the 1,000 mark anyways, so you might as well get on that one. Who knows what it could be? It could be 10 million. So we'll actually break down her abilities here in a second, but the main things you're looking at here is that she has a skill attack of 80%. So stacking her with someone like Atasuki or Bari or any of these really high damage dealers is going to be off the charts insane. She gives you a plus 5% shield increase on battle start. I may even consider throwing her with someone like Lorraine. It's really interesting of a thought to me that you have both a shield generating. So like if you were to throw like a party of like her, Lorraine, Marina, and Bari out there, it'd be the most wickedly insane comp I've ever seen. You have shields and heals for days, and you just have Bari blowing the hell out of people. Whoa. Contact. So her normal attack, Winds of Passion, blows hot wind with a fan. Wind of Healing restores HP of party members in front of her, also removes negative effects. So if you're actually controlling her, that would be insane to see pop off. You having that control to see who you're healing, who gets in front of you, who you're attacking. We'll get into a second with the exclusive weapon, but that is also insane. And then her chain skill, Flame Festival, restores all party members' HP by 50% and removes all negative effects. Increases party members' crit hit chance by 20% for 5 seconds. Also insane, guys, especially if you're chaining from this into someone like a Bari. Woo. And her special ability, Warm Breeze. When using Wind of Passion, restore HP of the party member with lowest HP by 20% of the heal. Wow, okay. That is impressive, guys. When using Wind of Passion, restores HP of the party member with lowest HP by 20% of the heal. So guys, it took me a second to get back here. As you could tell by my confusion when I was reading that. Festival Fever here, it says Winds of Passion blows hot wind with a fan. I don't know why they didn't just call this whole thing Wind of Passion and then just throw this Wind of Healing down there. But when you're auto-attacking people, you restore HP of the party member with the lowest HP by 20% of your heal, which is insane. And in our exclusive format down here, she inflicts an extra 20% auto-attack damage. And in case the party member is on its way, restores the party member's HP by 10% of the heal. So you're restoring whoever's ever the lowest with 20%, and then who's ever in your way with 10%, plus the Wind of Healing's effect, which honestly, guys, it's pretty impressive. If it's the whole effect, I don't understand the ratio here. We would actually have to get her to test it out. So if someone knows the ratio of this Wind of Healing, please put it in the comments, because there's no way it's 1440. It has to have a percentage. We can already know that 20% and 10% comes out of the heal here plus the weapon heal. So right off the bat, we are seeing a ton of healing. We have 4 different resources to get healing. We have her base attack, her special ability, her exclusive weapon, and her chain skill. I don't understand if you're throwing her with Marina, Agma, Piltvis. My gosh, guys, there is so much healing that is thrown out there. And there's absolutely nothing in her kit that limits her to fire typing. So she can be a rainbow elemental hero. This is looking absolutely insane. And if these statistics stack up at all, guys, at all, we are looking at a top 3 to 5 hero in the game right off the bat. I don't even need to play her to know that. She could have an auto attack ability of like once every 2 seconds, and I would still think that she's off the charts insane. With this party skill alone, you can already consider her insane. She could just be a dead slot, and you throw an additional 80% attack damage onto Bari, onto Arabelle, onto Akayuki. I mean, we are talking about damage. And then you get all of this on top of it? Man, the power scaling in this game just got insane. But let's look into the actual statistics and where she lines up. All right, guys, I think it's a no surprise to anyone that the first number that jumps off the page is 1440. Healing is actually first overall. As you can see, our girl Lorraine here is second overall, followed by Favi and Aoba. Now, she isn't out of this world healing wise at 1440, with Lorraine being at 1419. So it does come down to how fast she can auto attack and apply these things. But compared to someone like Lorraine, she actually does a lot more healing right off the bat just because of the way her passive abilities work. So that is something huge to note, guys. And plus, Lorraine also generates a lot of shields for your team. But let's look into the rest of this here. So the first thing that you'll see is damage reduction is really low right here on the rank. That is kind of expected. I mean, a 12 reduction isn't that crazy. Aleph comes in at a 10. And then there's people like Favi at 34, Craig at 32, Marina at 25. Those are the ones that kind of like you expect. 41 out of 64. I mean, so she's in like the top 2/3, or she's in the bottom 1/3. I mean, she's a healer. Do you really expect a ton of damage reduction? But let's go all the way to the left. So remember, 64 people here, and she's finishing 24th as a healer. So she is in the top half. So she's in the top 38%, top 40% of attack right off the get-go right here. Now, we can look into her weapon exclusive to see exactly how that scales. There's obviously going to be better and worse weapons when it comes to scaling the damage output. But in base statistics, that's really freaking hard for a healer. Like, that's no slouch of a hitter, okay? So at 647, let's look for some comparable targets for her. We have Sohee clocking below at 631, who gets a lot of her damage from her secondaries. 647, so we're looking at the damage output of like a Gurgis, which is pretty strong damage-wise. I mean, that's generally your second damage dealer on the team. It's comparable to someone like May. It's about 30 points higher than Agma. And then obviously when you're looking at the better people like Bari, it's just not even worth noting, right? I mean, you're kind of expecting that out of Bari. 647, nothing to slouch at. I mean, in comparison to everything out there, to other healers, look at this. 521, 461, 653. So she's right underneath Aoba in terms of damage output off the bat in her base, but she's still very strong. So she's kind of falling into the top end of your healers when it comes to damage output. And that's not including weapons or anything like that. Unlike someone like Aoba, she does have her own exclusive. So she's going to be doing more damage if you can stack into that as well. Now, these next two are the most surprising things on this list for me. HP and defense, both clocking in the top 15 for a healer. Why is a healer in the top 10 for defense? So she is already at like the top 15, top 16% of the entire game when it comes to HP, and top 6.5% when it comes to defense, guys. I don't even begin to know why that is acceptable. She is not squishy in any capacity. She's going to be hard to take down in any capacity with her own healing. And if you get a second healer out there to cover her weakness with that skill attack, I don't even like the potential here is insane. Like I mentioned it earlier, but I am really interested to see the combination of Marina or Craig or Agma with Bari, Lorraine for the shielding and secondary healing output in Miya. I think that would be a really crazy composition that covers each other's, because with Miya you want some burst healing to cover her basis, so you don't need damage. You really don't. You could just throw with that skill attack plus 80 and pair with like a Bari. Oh my gosh, guys, the limits here are I don't even know. I'm super interested to get my hands on her and test her out, guys. Like, she is a top 5 character in this game with ease for me, with ease. And I think without any testing, theory crafting, I'd put her in the top 3. I'd put her behind Bari firstly, and depending on her attack speed and how she plays, I might even put her above Marina. So guys, should you roll for Miya? Yes. If you were to roll for any character that we've seen released as of late, it would be Miya. So do it, guys. Take care.